Welcome back to In Your Neighborhood. I'm your host, Sharla Brown, and on today's show, we've been talking all about Alpha Court. My guest today has been Nicole Latour, who's the executive director over at Alpha Court. And in the last segment we left off, we're going to start talking about funding, and that's always the biggest piece of the puzzle, I think, for not-for-profit organizations is, being able to keep that program running. So I'm curious as to how you're funded.
Right. The majority of our funding for support comes from the Local Health Integration Network, and our funding for our 2 apartment buildings and the rent subsidies comes from the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care.
Right.
So they've been instrumental in keeping us going and operational.
Right. And do you do anything community-wise in terms of fundraising or people being able to donate to Alpha Court if they'd like to?
Yes, people do donate to Alpha Court, and at this point we're not doing fundraising, but we do applications for different funding that is available. That's within our mandate. But yeah, we have had private individuals donate.
Wonderful, because that's always good to know as well, because I think this is organization in the city that people would like to support, just because there is such a need for sure. Right. And let's talk about other ways that people can help. So are you ever looking for volunteers?
Definitely. So we are governed by a volunteer board of directors. So we do look for board members. They just finished a recruitment process, but it's continual that we may have vacancies. And also at our day program. So our day program offers recreational and psychoeducational groups for people. And it really looks at the physical, mental, social, and spiritual aspects of an individual. And if people are willing and able to come in, if they have a particular skill set, say in crafts, music, or facilitating groups of different kinds, we would definitely be interested in having them as a volunteer. We do have a volunteer base and volunteer coordinator involved with that program.
Right, and I looked at I went on your website to kind of look at everything, and I looked at kind of your monthly calendar, and there's such a diverse activities that's offered, from physical fitness type activities. I saw Zumba on there. I saw various kinds of crafts and things like that. So it's an amazing lineup of activities, and that's the thing, is there's a huge social part, right? Is to make people feel inclusive, to give a reason for people to kind of get up and meet other people, and that whole social aspect, I can imagine, is really huge.
Exactly. The day program actually came out of feedback we were getting on our annual satisfaction surveys, really indicating that clients wanted more connection with each other and with others. And this is about social connection and really about helping people have a purpose to get up and start building some structure into their lives and have an opportunity to work on their physical and mental health. Because often what's available in the community, there is a cost associated. And when you're on a fixed income, you don't want to choose between, do I go to the gym or do I eat for
absolutely.
Today? So
yes, no, that's great that you have all those. So definitely, if there's anybody watching today that you have a skill or something that you'd like to help with, I'm sure you can contact the office there and let them know what you'd like to do, and you can start that process for sure. And let's talk about some of the partner organizations that you work with in the city alongside, because I went on your website and you have this amazing, I don't think I've ever seen any website that had such an inclusive list of resources for people to check out. But what are some of the organizations that you work closely with here in the city?
we work closely with many of them. As I mentioned earlier, there's Canadian Mental Health Association and St. Joseph's Care Group. We work with the counseling center, so they do assessments for us for people that we are working with that may need treatment. We work with brain injury services and the Thunder Bay Regional. So those are some of our main partners that we deal with a lot. We have people that need services from Norwest Community Center, Health Center, so we deal with them. And pretty much every organization in the city we're linked to somehow. So either we're referring our clients there, or we're receiving referrals from there, or we're sitting on committees and really looking at how do we collaborate together and share resources and develop a continuum of care for the people we serve.
Yeah, and I think that's so important, you know, is that everybody's working together with the best, resources and possible outcome for the client that you serve. And in many cases, it's the same same clients. So
Exactly, and you know, it's also looking at we're all needing to have more resources. We're all trying to meet a greater need with the same amount of resources, which is not possible. So we come together and say, how do we do this as a system? So a lot of the organizations in Thunder Bay are connected.
Yeah, absolutely. That's wonderful. And let's talk a little bit about talking about, you know, collaborations and stuff. You're part of a homelessness initiative project. So let's talk a little bit about those things that you're involved with.
Oh, the Homeless Initiative Project is one of our programs.
Oh, okay.
So we actually do the property management for 15 units that are provided to the Canadian Mental Health Association and 15 units that are provided to Brain Injury Services of Northwestern Ontario.
Okay.
And we have some units under that program. So in total we have 67 units available to people. So with brain injuries, of course, it's for individuals that have an acquired brain injury. It's their primary issue. And for us in Canadian Mental Health, it's mental health and or concurrent disorders or problematic substance use.
Right.
And so that's a prime example of a partnership where the property management flows through us because we have the infrastructure to support that, and we're providing housing and working collaboration with others.
Absolutely. So is there anything that we have missed talking about today that you would like the community to know about Alpha Court?
Just that we've been in the community for a long time, and we are here to assist people. And if people just want to have a greater understanding of Alpha Court, by all means give us a call and we can have somebody sit down with you and go over the programs. We have walk-ins Monday, Wednesday and Friday afternoons from 1 to 4. So if you feel you need assistance with making a referral, by all means come down and we will assist you with that.
Wonderful. And where's your main office located, Nicole?
It's at 221 Wilson Street.
Wonderful. Well, I want to thank you for being on the show today, Nicole, and telling us all about Alpha Court and what it does here in the city. You do incredible work that's much needed, and so glad that the organization's been existing here in the city for, I don't know, so you said since the 80s.
Yeah,
So
80,
yes. So thank you for everything that you do, as well as your incredible staff over there. I want to thank you for definitely being on the show today. And I want to thank everybody for watching, and be sure to tune in next week with more on In Your Neighborhood.